Here's the old Suzuki. It's a 100 with a 125 engine on it. Got it running good. Changed the oil in it. Cleaned up a lot of this plastic on it. Had a bunch of green spray paint all over it. Cleaned it up. Ran all new fuel lines. Put a new fuel filter on it. Pulled that little sediment bowl down at the bottom and had a bunch of rust in there. Put new fuel in it. Welded a kickstand on. The back tire, all I had to do with that is pull the core out of the valve stem, and I squirted some slime in there and filled it back up with air. It's holding good. I got a hammer and I was beating on this kickstand a little bit to try to get it out a little further, and the damn shifter popped off. So I started looking at it, and it's all boogered up. It's got a chunk out of it. So I'm going to show you how to replace the shift shaft on one of these, and it'll be pretty similar with a lot of your bikes. I'm going to get that off this parts engine I got over here. I looked at it and the piston had a chunk out of it, so I'm just going to use it as parts. So first thing you're going to want to do is get you a 14mm socket. Take that bolt out right there. Drain your oil. I'm telling you, it never fails. Never fails. So after you drain your oil, you're going to pull your kickstart off over here and pull. I've already got that shifter off over there. You're going to pull that off. Disconnect your clutch cable here. You're going to pull out these 10 bolts that go all the way around. And I've already got that done on this other engine. I'll go ahead and show you what I've got. Alright, I got the shift plate right here, and this is the other end of the shift shaft. Go ahead and put one on here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. That's what selects your gears. So now I'm just going to get a rubber mallet. Just kind of tap this out of there. I'm going to pull it down slightly to clear the clutch. Give it a couple more little taps. There it is. Actually looks a little bent. That ain't good, but be better than what I've got. I can try to straighten that out. At least it's got the splines on it still. Just got this shift shaft pulled out of here. Now that's really easy. Just disconnect your shifter from the opposite side. Come over here, pull your side cover off. With this I had to disconnect the clutch right there too. And you got your shift shaft here. Has a little spring on there that sits on this little nub right here. And then these teeth, they match up with these right here, and that selects your gears. So all I did was pulled the kickstart off this side, pulled the shifter off the other side, took this cover off, and pounded this old one through. And you can see, yeah, it's boogered up. So I pulled the shift shaft off of this engine. This was the spare. I had a chunk out of the piston, so I'm just going to use it as parts, but got it out of there, and this one's bent. So probably from where the engine had been off of a bike, probably rolling around or whatever, got this shift shaft bent, so just ordered a new one. But started working on this bike. I got both my side covers. That's on an old one. Got this one painted up. Got the other side. Painted up my exhaust and threw that little chrome piece in the sand blaster, cleaned it up. I painted up the cylinder on here. I'm still gonna paint the frame and stuff like that. Got this plastic shined up a lot better. Now this tank, it had a bunch of like green paint crap on it, and took some steel wool to it and then just kept getting finer, and put a coat of wax on it. This back fender, it was pretty nasty too, but not too awful bad. Now, on this bike, I was saying the swing arm, the bushings on the left side over there are bad in the swing arm, right where this bolt goes through. So what I've done is I've pulled the swing arm off that other parts bike, and this is more of like a tube, or like a square stock kind of style compared to just the circle. So I think that'll probably look a little better. I put this in the sandblaster and got all the rust off and put some Rust-Oleum on it and got some bed liner spray. I'm all about that bed liner, rhino liner kind of stuff. So that might look kind of cool being on the back swing arm. So wait for my parts and get it up and going. Well, I just had to put a new throttle cable and throttle on this bike. I don't think I have any videos of this running, so go ahead and fire it up. That's a pretty nice little bike here. This thing's got a pretty wicked power band in it. Definitely be making some videos with this too, so